Welcome to my video today. My name's Molly. If you're new to my channel, thanks so much for stopping by. If you've been here before, I've got a great video for you today. I am sharing with you my top 10 favorite crockpot recipes. If you've been around my channel, you know how much I love using my crockpot for everything. Breakfast, dinner, appetizers, desserts as well. I'm going to share with you 10 dinner recipes right now that I love, that are quick, easy, and just so great having a nice meal ready at the end of the day after a long day. So you will love these. If you're new to my channel, make sure you click subscribe. Let me show you my top 10 favorite crockpot recipes. So this is going to be a white chicken chili, and I'm using chicken thighs. Chicken thighs in the crockpot are amazing. They come out so nice and tender, and it just shreds really, really well. And I love any kind of chilies, but this white chicken chili is hands down one of my favorites ever. So I have 2 of these cans of just green mild salsa, and so it's about a cup. They're small cans. I'm going to use a can of Great Northern beans, a can of kidney beans, and then I have this Southwest blend that's frozen. I'm going to use 1 cup. So I did wash and drain the kidney beans and the Great Northern beans. I'm going to add 1 cup of chicken broth. And I am going to let this cook. You can do it on high for 4 hours or on low for 7 to 8 hours. And then once this has cooked throughout the day, I will add in the secret special ingredient. I don't know if it's a secret, but it's definitely special. And I'm going to add in a brick of cream cheese to this, and it just makes this so good, so nice and rich and creamy. So I'm going to shred this chicken, and like I said, it just falls apart after cooking all day in the crock pot. I'm just shredding it with my tongs. You can take it out and shred it with a fork, or even people like to shred it with a hand mixer as well. But it just really falls apart, and I just do it right in the crock pot. Very, very easy. So here comes the cream cheese, and this just makes it so good. I just have it in kind of some smaller cubes, and I'm going to put the lid back on this and let this kind of finish cooking in for about 20 to 30 minutes. It'll melt this cream cheese, and then I will just stir it until that cream cheese just really just breaks up and becomes nice and smooth. So this is just a really huge hit. I love making this. It makes a big batch. So I freeze a lot of my soups and just love having them on hand ready to go. So I'm going to do some frozen meatballs in the crock pot. This is going to be a Marry Me meatball, and I'm going to list all of these recipes in the description box so that you'll see them in there. So check out the description box, and recipes as well will be in there. So I have my beef broth, I have my heavy whipping cream, I have some cornstarch to thicken up this gravy sauce, and this is just like the chicken Marry Me. You can do it in crock pot or casserole dishes, but with the meatball version. So it is really great, and we love meatballs, and they're really easy. I love cooking them in the crock pot. Just regular frozen meatballs, because they come out so tender at the end of the day, and just being in all this yummy sauce just makes these so good. And it just doesn't get any more dump and go than this. I mean, you just throw these ingredients in, and at the end of the day, you have a really awesome dinner ready to go, which I absolutely love. We're very busy, so throwing all this in the crock pot and then having something ready at the end of the day is just really wonderful. And meatballs, they honestly could not be easier. So I'm going to give this a good stir. I am going to serve this with a side of rice. We do a lot of sides of rice. You could do it with a side of egg noodles, is really good with this one. Just anything to kind of soak up this really delicious gravy is awesome. So this one is a huge hit. I'm going to be doing chicken noodle soup, and I just love doing soups in the crock pot, and this is hands down one of my favorites ever. It's very easy, and it's so delicious. And during the winter time, I am just a huge soup fan. I really like soup all year long, but wintertime is just definitely a must when it is cold and wet outside. So I am going to cook all of this on low for 7 to 8 hours. You can do it on high as well. So now that this has been cooking all day, it smells absolutely delicious. I am going to remove the chicken. I'm going to shred the chicken and then put it back into the crock pot. But I'm going to shred it with this fun kitchen gadget that I have. It's a chicken shredder. So I just absolutely love it. So that's why I'm taking my chicken out. So now I'm going to add in my egg noodles. I'm going to do 4 cups of egg noodles. I'll put the lid back on so these noodles can cook for about 30 minutes. And while those are cooking with the lid on is when I will shred my chicken, and then I'll add that back in at the end. So this is just a really good family-friendly recipe. My family loves this one, and it's just super easy. So anything that is a hit with the whole family is always a win. So this is the kitchen gadget I was telling you about that I got on Amazon. Less than $10, and it is so fun to just shred chicken with this thing. So I just push it onto these little spikes, and there's little spikes on the lid as well. So you just push it on and you give it a little spin, and it just shreds the chicken, and it is really, really fun. I have been getting a lot of use out of this chicken shredder lately for a lot of my crock pot meals, and it's just really fun to use. So it makes it very easy. You can definitely use a kitchen mixer as well. A lot of people like to do it that way, but I like to use my little chicken shredder. So these noodles are all cooked and ready to go. So good. Like I said, this is definitely one of my favorites ever, and it's just really hearty. It is just perfect for winter time, and I just love everything about this soup. I will put the recipe in the description box, so check it out. It's just easy and delicious, so it doesn't get any better than that. And my kids love this one. I have 2 boys, and they love chicken noodle soup, so it is just a big hit all around. You will love this one. So I'm going to be making next for you, I'm going to be doing a creamy garlic Parmesan chicken. This Parmesan garlic sauce, it's made by Buffalo Wild Wings, and I just get it at my grocery store. But this sauce is really, really yummy. I'm also going to add in some cream cheese because cream cheese makes everything delicious. So I have 2 chicken breasts. I diced them up into smaller pieces. You don't have to dice it up. And I am going to add in some grated Parmesan cheese. You can do shredded Parmesan cheese also as well. I have half a cup of that. And this is going to be nice and creamy. I'm not going to add any liquid. The liquid from the chicken will be plenty for this one. So it'll be a nice, thick, rich, creamy sauce. And this Buffalo Wild Wings sauce, it has a kick to it. It's got a little bit of a spice. There's some red pepper flakes in it, as you can see in the crock pot. But it is really good. It's got great, great flavor, and I absolutely love it. I try and keep a jar of this on hand for when I want to make this, and I use half of the jar each time. So it comes out nice and creamy. I'm going to break up these chicken pieces a little bit so that it's all coated in this wonderful sauce. You can serve this. I've been doing protein pasta that I really, really love. So I have been serving this with a side of protein pasta and a side of broccoli. Really good and super easy. So I'm going to do some Swedish meatballs. These are really, really yummy and so easy with the frozen meatballs. I always keep a big bag of frozen meatballs in our freezer because they always come in handy. I have a can of cream of mushroom. I have beef broth, 2 cups of beef broth, and this just makes these meatballs so nice and tender cooking in this broth, and it's going to make a gravy just all day. So it just makes these so good. Very, very tasty. I have 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and I'm going to add in some gravy mix, just a packet of brown gravy mix, whichever your favorite brand is. This is just so good. I love Swedish meatballs. My mom always made Swedish meatballs when I was growing up as a kid, so I have definitely been making them more often for my family lately, and they are a big hit. And like I mentioned earlier, anything with meatballs is a big hit in our house, and I just love them because they're so easy as well. So I'm adding in some cornstarch to thicken this up as well. You can do 2 to 3 tablespoons depending on your preference. Give this a little bit of a stir, and then these are ready to go. Another really awesome just dump and go recipe that just is easy, and I love easy cooking. Easy cooking is the way to go for me. We eat at home every night. About 99% of the nights we eat dinner at home. So always having a nice home cooked meal at the table for my family is really important to me. And we're busy at the same time, so they have to be easy meals. So I love easy meals. If you're new to my channel, make sure you click subscribe because I have tons and tons of easy recipes for you. This is going to be a sweet potato turkey chili. I have ground turkey that was cooked. I have my sweet potato diced up. I have my washed and drained kidney beans and Great Northern beans, tomato sauce, and then I have my seasonings. And this is just really good comfort food in my opinion. I love any kinds of chilies. I make a lot of chilies actually, and they are all so good. They're so filling and hearty, and you can really add in lots of vegetables to these chilies. So you can kind of disguise them a little bit. With my family, they do eat well with vegetables, but always just adding in a few more here and there is always a plus. So adding in the sweet potato to this one not only makes it delicious, but it also just makes it really great, nice and healthy, nice and good for you. So I love this one. Very, very easy. Another just easy dump and go. So if you are like me and just like to throw it all in and forget about it for the rest of the day, this is definitely the way to go. I love adding a little bit of sour cream to this one. So good. I'm going to do a pork loin, and I have onion that I'm going to slice up and put this on the bottom of the crock pot. So once there's a nice layer of sliced onion on the bottom of the crock pot, I will add in my pork loin. So this is an apple bacon smoked pork loin. You can get one that's plain if you like and season it to your liking. I'm adding in some green beans to the side. I love this crockpot recipe because everything is ready to go. You have your pork, you have your meat, you have your veggies all in one, and then this will just cook all day and just be ready to go at the end of the day. I'm going to add in some chicken broth. I use this better than bouillon to make my chicken broth. So I'm just going to pour a cup onto the bottom of the crock pot, and then I'm going to add in some seasoning as well. I love this cracked Parmesan pepper seasoning by Kinder's. I have not been able to find it, and so when I am out of this, I'm going to be really sad. I looked on Amazon and I don't believe that they sell it anymore. So if I do find it, I am going to have to load up on it because it is a really great seasoning for all kinds of meats and veggies. So I'm going to cook this on low for 7 hours and just slice it up. It is really, really good. Serve with salad and veggies and you're ready to go. Such an awesome dinner. This one's a huge hit with the family as well. I'm going to do stuffed peppers, and I really, really like stuffed peppers, and I think they are so easy to make in the crock pot. So I have some foil on the bottom, or you can use a little rack if you have one that will fit in your crock pot, but you don't want your peppers to touch the bottom here so that they don't get too soggy. So that's why I added in this kind of rolled up aluminum foil, very easy. And then I poured in a cup of water to the bottom. It'll help steam these, make these peppers nice and soft. So I love using different colors of peppers. My favorites are orange, then yellow, then green, but I just love mixing up with the colors. I have a pound of ground turkey. I'm using cauliflower rice. It's just steamed cauliflower rice. I have my favorite Southwest veggie blend that is just frozen in the frozen veggie section. And I'm going to use some taco seasoning. So this is definitely going to be like Tex-Mex version of these stuffed peppers. And super healthy with the ground turkey and the riced cauliflower. So I'm just going to mix this up. It's going to make a really awesome mixture with the ground turkey and the cauliflower rice. So you don't have to cook the ground turkey first, which I love. I like to use the 93% fat-free ground turkey. It's not greasy at all. So it's all mixed up, and I'm going to add it into my peppers. And stuffed peppers are so great because you have everything right there in one little thing. One pepper, and you have your meat, you have your protein, you have your veggies, you have your rice if you use rice or cauliflower rice, whichever one you want to use, and it's all right there. So it's a whole meal all in one. I'm going to add on some Fiesta blend cheese. You can do whatever your favorite cheese is, and these are just ready to go. So like I mentioned, I loved having a really awesome meal ready to go at the end of the day, and these are a huge hit. And it makes quite a few, so if you are only serving a couple people, then you can have these as leftovers, which I love that about Crock-Pot meals. They make pretty big servings. I have a family of 4, and we usually have leftovers, and so I always have leftovers for lunch. My husband takes leftovers for his lunches, so this is a great way to make a big batch of stuff to prep for the week for lunches or leftover dinners. So this is going to be a chicken crock pot with onion soup mix, and this is one of my all-time favorites. It has just a really amazing flavor, and it has a packet of onion soup mix, cream of chicken, and I'm going to add in some broth as well, some chicken broth, 2 cups. It's going to make a really awesome gravy with this onion soup mix. I love using Lipton onion soup mix in tons of different recipes, and it is so good in this one. So this is going to cook, and it is going to be just nice, and it's just a great gravy. And then once I serve this, I have just a side of rice and broccoli, which are our 2 favorite sides. I'm going to add on top, once I have my chicken plated, I'm going to add some crispy fried onions. They just really make this so good. These French fried onions, the same ones you would put on top of like a green bean casserole for Thanksgiving. They have so much flavor. They're absolutely amazing, and they really give this dish just such a great finishing touch. So I'm going to do a Southwest Fiesta blend chicken, and we love Tex-Mex flavors, love Mexican dishes in our family, so this is just really easy, adding everything to the crock pot. Just dump and go, and you can do this kind of as a burrito bowl if you'd like, or I'm going to serve this just with a side of rice, and it is one of our favorites. I love prepping this. Like I said, I love prepping a lot of these meals and having it ready for leftovers and for lunches the next day. So this is really good, very high in protein, delicious. This one is a huge hit. I hope that you loved my top 10 favorite crock-pot meals. I just have so many of these on repeat, and they're all so good. I'll put the recipe for these in the description box, like I said, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're new. Lots of crock-pot videos for you. I hope that you have a really great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.